Hey everybody, Jillian here with the brand new Bible journaling process video. Today's video is super special for a couple reasons, and the first is that I am using the brand new illustrating Bible from Illustrated Faith and Dayspring for this entry. So I'm continuing on in I'm not calling it a series, Journaling Through the Fruits of the Spirit series. So from where we left off, we're going to pick up with kindness. So I'm going to give you a quick look at some of the things I plan on using. I did not end up using that stamp set from Studio Calico, but instead used the Fruit of the Spirit stamp set from Illustrated Faith. So a couple of options today. Now, since I'm working in such a wide-margined Bible, I figured it'd be fun to use these tip-ins from the Fruit of the Spirit collection. I might build my title with this scripted word from the brushed word sticker set. I have an assortment of alphabet stickers from Studio Calico, Illustrated Faith, and then a couple stickers from the Fruit of the Spirit line. I've pretty much used up the one sheet and decided to purchase a couple more. So that is pretty much what I'm going to be using, with the exception of some inks and paint and things like that for today's entry. So I'm going to flip to Titus because I'm going to be working in Titus chapter 3 today. And I think that today's entry is so well timed because it's actually the day this is going live, September 12th. It's the National Day of Encouragement. So Dayspring has a really fun initiative that they're kicking off called the Care Dare. So while I go ahead and put some paint on the page, which is nothing new, I'm going to use a paintbrush and some of this Liquitex heavy body paint to cover up the name of the book here in the margin. So while I do that, I'll go ahead and tell you about this really cool thing that Dayspring is kicking off today. So over the next 30 days, Dayspring will share ideas of ways that we can encourage one another and show them that we care. On social media, you can share how you are taking the daily challenges that they issue using the hashtag DayspringCareDare. And for each hashtag that's used, Dayspring will donate one card to a prison ministry so that inmates can share a Mother's Day card this coming May, which I think is so cool. So if you do sign up on Dayspring's website, I'll leave all of the information in the video description below, and you do all 30 or maybe even 5 or maybe even 1 of the Care Dare challenges that they list, please use that hashtag so that a prison ministry receives that card donation from them. And if you're so inclined, tag me so that I can join along with you and we can encourage one another as we encourage one another. So I have really watered down the light portrait pink Liquitex paint there. It does a pretty good job of covering the name of the book. Then I go in with the Distress ink in Picked Raspberry with the baby wipe, super similar to what I did on my video for Illustrated Faith on Monday, just to create like a colorful background for the page. So there is no bleed through. I'm so impressed. Typically, Distress ink always bleeds through on my Bible pages. And you can still see a little bit of the shadow from the word Titus. No big deal, I'm going to go ahead and cover it up with my own alphabet stickers. So I really wanted to use this card. I love this green with the pinks. I think that's a really fun combination. And I'm just really struggling with where to place it on the page. I don't want to cover up the text. These margins are large enough that I don't really see myself doing it in this Bible. So I'm going to play around with where the placement is. And then in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and start building my title. So I'm looking at it here and realizing I could actually just use this as a tab. So I'm going to take my scissors to it and cut off the journaling portion of it and then just kind of keep it up along the top of the page and end up using it as a tab. So I've got the Bella Boulevard Puffy Wonky Alphas lined up across the top of my mat. What is that, a 6-letter word? Fits no problem in the margin. I'm just so over the moon with the size of these margins. They are insane. So while I go ahead and build my title with alpha stickers and these wooden block stamps, I'm going to go ahead and read to you Titus chapter 3, 1 through 11. And the title for this section is, it says Christian Living Among Outsiders. So I'm reading from the Christian Standard Version, which is what this Bible is in. And it says, remind them to submit to rulers and authorities, to obey, to be ready for every good work, to slander no one, to avoid fighting, and to be kind, always showing gentleness to all people. For we too were once foolish, disobedient, deceived, enslaved by various passions and pleasures, living in malice and envy, hateful, detesting one another. But when the kindness of God, our Savior, and his love for mankind appeared, he saved us, not by works of righteousness that we had none, but according to his mercy, through the washing of regeneration and renewal by the Holy Spirit. So I'm actually going to stop there at the end of verse 7, I think that is. It's a little bit difficult to tell in this Bible. You won't be able to see it in the video, but the way that the verses are listed out to the left of the text is, I have to get the hang of that because it's difficult for me to determine where a verse starts and ends. So kindness that's mentioned in the list of the fruits of the Spirit in Galatians 5:22 and 23 is this same kindness that's mentioned here in Titus chapter 3 verses 3 and 4. So one of the things that this word kindness means is tender concern. And so it's kindness of heart and kindness in action. And that is where the title for this page came in. So I really want to do every word a different alphabet sticker or use the wooden stamps for the smaller words. And I didn't have a color in mind for this word every. So I decided to personalize some of the white homespun alphabet stamps using a couple shades of this paint from Target. I think I mixed the seaweed color and the avocado color, and I'm taking a dry brush again and just messily covering the letters that spell out the word every. I'm not covering it entirely. I do want to leave a little bit of white so you can see those brush strokes. And then it dries super, super quick, and I'm able to just easily peel them up off of the sticker sheet and put them down on the page. I've been loving using these wooden alphabet stamps. They're from Hobby Lobby. You can get them a variety of different places. I'll link something similar in the description below in case you're interested in checking them out. I got a great tip from a viewer who said that she is careful to wipe off the edges of the stamp after she inks it, and I've had great success with that. So if you don't want the messy looking edge of each individual letter, then definitely recommend that tip, and I'm so thankful that she shared it. So I really wanted an ampersand stamp, and whenever I'm looking for one of these, I have a hard time finding them. But I found this one from the Only One You devotional kit. This is a stamp set that was included with that devotional kit. And I like that it's kind of like a different looking ampersand, so I'm going to use that to help get my title down on the page. So I've lined up again some alphabet stickers on the top of the Bible mat. It helps me kind of figure out where they're going to go, if they're going to fit on the margin, and then I'll go back in and kind of reposition them by hand. So that's my title. I was really struck by what it says in verse 3, I think it is. Slander no one, avoid fighting, and be kind always, showing gentleness to all people. And so when I did the Fruit of the Spirit Bible study last May, this quote jumped out at me, and I definitely wanted to include it. It says, when we exhibit the kindness of God, we are tender, benevolent, and useful to others. Every action, every word will have the flavor of grace in it. And I really wanted to pull that idea out here for this page. So while I'm writing, I'll go ahead and read my journaling to you. It says, kindness is the characteristic that led God to provide salvation for us. On multiple occasions, kindness induced Jesus to stop what he was doing and help others in need. When we exhibit kindness, we are tender, benevolent, and useful to others. So now that I've got all of the things on my page that I know I want to use, like my title and my journaling, I'm going to go ahead and embellish it a little bit more. So there are a little bit of blank spaces where the title is going down the page, and I knew that I would end up filling that in with some stamping and some stickers. So I'm going to stamp a few of these layered strawberry stamps down the margin, and I'm using both the Picked Raspberry Distress ink and then also the Worn Lipstick, which is like a warmer color pink. I love these stamps. It's no secret. I've used them before on a page that I did in the Fruits of the Spirit series. And they're just so fun to go ahead and stamp the solid image down on the bottom and then go in over with like the outline on top of it. And then this asterisk, I can't get enough of it. This is in lieu of the black paint splatters that I normally would put on a page. This stamp is just so fun, and it looks good everywhere. So I like to use it hanging off the edge, hanging off the side, just kind of moving your eye down the page. I'll reach for these again and again throughout the end of the video. And then I'm going to use some of these like little crosses that are on the 6x12 sticker sheet and just, put them around the page. I'm wanting to move color around, and so I'm going to use the supplies to do that. So you'll see that I'm going to bring the green down to the bottom of the page, and then I'll bring that teal that the word is in. I'm going to put that in a few places on the page too, because I really like the contrast of that teal color on the pinks and stuff. I got my date stamp down with the Studio Calico Mega Date stamp. Since this is at the end of the book, or actually the whole book is printed on one page, I had a lot of room in the margin that I didn't utilize, like off to the left of that date stamp. So it'll be fun to kind of like get used to such a large format. Next, I'm going to use some of these enamel heart stickers, and like I said, I'm bringing that teal color down to a few places on the page. They don't stay where I just put them, but I didn't like record myself moving them around. I think that's totally boring watching me second and triple guess myself. Now, I wanted to bring even more of this aqua teal color to the page, and even though I kind of outlined the verses with the black journaling pen, I wanted to bring in some of the highlighter washi from Illustrated Faith in this like aqua color and create a little box around it like Shauna Noel would. So I kind of like the messy look that it gives with the pen marks and then the washi on top of it. So here I'm bringing down that lighter pink color to the bottom of the page, like I mentioned, moving the color around and using another asterisk stamp. So like I said, I did make some changes off camera. I went back and added some washi tape to reinforce the kindness tab at the top, some of that black crisscross washi, and then also brought that down to the bottom cluster there as well. So that's going to do it for me. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have a great day. Don't forget to sign up for Dayspring's Care Dare Challenge so that we can encourage one another together.